Hi, everybody. Welcome to AI Live. Thank you so much. I'm Lori Robertson, nurse practitioner, and I want to let you know that Dr. Kwok is away on vacation. So I brought in another nurse practitioner to play. So while the doctor's away, the nurse practitioners can play. So Nancy Pellegrino is a dear friend of mine. So here's the deal. Nancy brought some champagne. So as the show goes along, if we get more loose-lipped and start slurring, you guys are going to know why, because it's a real show. So tonight, while she's opening our champagne, how do you pronounce it again?
Veuve Clicquot.
Okay.
VCP, darling.
I can't pronounce that. I've never had it before, but we're going to give this a try. Thank you for bringing that.
You're welcome.
I love friends like this. They're friends with benefits, right?
That's right.
So tonight we're going to talk about skin. We're going to talk about everything skin. We are going to go through some of the devices that we use. Mm-hmm. Some of the CO2s, the resurfacings, radiofrequency, microneedling, regular microneedling, some of the small little light no downtime peels. We're going to kind of go through that and kind of explain what they do. I'll tell you about the ones that I have in my office that I use and I really, really enjoy. So you're going to hear it from my heart, what I enjoy. And then we're going to go over to Nancy and we're going to talk more about an entire, yes, baby, the route. We're going to talk about an entire skincare line that is nurse practitioner developed. Yes. And Nancy is the nurse. So I'm so beyond proud of you.
Thank you.
Have come. So Nancy and I knew each other years ago when she did all but work in an aesthetic clinic with a dear friend of mine, Deirdre.
Yes.
And down in Newport Beach, California.
And we were on a couple advisory
boards together with some of the pharmaceutical companies. So
yes.
We did. So we've been around and, we've kind of reinvented ourselves. I've gone on to teaching a lot, doing things like this. You've gone on to having a worldwide, skincare product. I am still in my clinic in Brea. So
I'm still in my clinic in Newport. You can't leave, right?
I love it.
You have to see our patients.
So tell me, how has life been? How busy are you? What are you doing? What are you doing? Just what's Nancy doing?
Do you
nowadays?
want the real answer?
I do. I want the real answer because I'll give you my real answer.
I'm tired. Yeah. I'm really tired, but I'm really excited. Things are going really well with the route. My practice, I've had the practice for 20 years. You have too, right? You've been injecting
long time.
So long time. So lots of patients, lots of things are going really well.
It's awesome.
Yeah, but it's mind-boggling. I see you're all over the place. I know you're tired too.
I am. I'm like,
I
look and I go, I think I don't know how to say no.
Yeah.
I got to stop saying no. I got to stop saying yes. It's like, I look at my calendar and I'm booked out through August for trainings, private or pharmaceutical. So I'm just in lectures and conferences, and I have some Sundays free, but I need to learn to kind of say no. But I love what I'm doing. I love teaching. I love, getting the word out there and, helping others. It's like, I think because we're nurses, we love to help others and we love to share what we know.
And we can't say no. We can't say no. We want to help everybody.
It's so hard. And we end up like, oh God, I get 4 hours of sleep last
Why
night.
did I say yes?
It's crazy, right? It's crazy. It's fun. It's really fun. It's I think don't you feel sometimes like you just pinch yourself like, is this my life? Am I this blessed that I'm in the position I'm in to be doing things I'm doing and to enjoy our lives so much?
I know. And that's the thing they say, do what you love and you never work a day in your life. Well, we're working hard, but it's easy and it's fun and it's rewarding and it's amazing that we get to do it every day. I know. I wake up, first I stretch and then I say thank you for everything that's been blessed.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think we take for granted a lot what we have in life and what we've been blessed with.
Yes.
And you don't know what you have until you lose it sometimes, until, and we don't realize that even, during this whole COVID thing that, our health is so important. Just having our health, just waking up and saying thank you, just waking up with a grateful heart.
I know.
And start your day off with a grateful heart. And I think we do that. We do that. And you keep your cup half full. Your cup is half full. It's not half empty. There's always hope in everything.
That's right.
And and doors will always open. There's always opportunities, even when we have been stepped on and stomped on and thrown away, which we have before, and brokenhearted, doors have opened from that. And I think about, I wouldn't be where I am if sad, horrible things hadn't happened to me and broken me. Right. And if that would have happened, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't be doing what I'm doing,
Right.
which has become a passion of mine.
Right.
So
same thing with me.
yeah,
Yep.
it's
10
awesome.
years ago, a lot of not so pleasant things happened, but it makes you stronger.
Right.
And my business partner now, Courtney, always says things happen for a reason, and you just say, okay, it is. We're moving another way.
Yeah.
And it takes you down this path that you never believed was possible, or at least for me. And here I am.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah. And you look and if you wouldn't have taken
amazed.
up an opportunity that came forward to you, if
It
you
wouldn't
didn't
have-
step in and take that opportunity, you'd be back where you were.
It wouldn't have presented
Right.
itself. Right.
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 So go for it, you guys.
Yeah.
Any opportunity that arises, you go for it. Because you know what? If you
Yes.
don't get what you're striving for, you're going to be back where you are right now. You have nothing to lose.
That's right.
That's what we always tell our kids. You have nothing to lose.
And what's
Yeah.
the saying? There's another saying that says, just say yes to the opportunities and figure it out later.
Right? I love that.
Right?
I
So,
love
yeah,
that.
yeah.
That's why I was in those stupid race cars for 12 years.
That's amazing. That's another story.
I said yes to those. Oh my gosh. Yeah, so now I'm a good driver on the freeway.
That's amazing. Hey,
Cheers, girl.
Cheers to
Cheers to
that.
nurse practitioners running the show tonight.
That's right.
So let me have a little, how you say it again?
Veuve or VCP.
VCP. Okay.
I have a patient that says VCP, darling. No one says Veuve Clicquot.
Oh,
You like it?
that's really nice.
Oh.
Oh, thank you. It's really good. Okay, so I want to talk about some things that are coming up. Coming up, we have some courses. Soon, we have on the 14th of April, we have a chin and jawline. And we have an AM session that's going to be on Saturday. And then the PM session, we are focusing on under eyes and temples. So that is on April 17th. So we like to run some of these special courses just for people who have asked for specialized things. So you do need to have experience in injecting. Don't come in here and not know how to inject. But chin and jawline is in the morning, under eye and temples is in the afternoon. That's going to be the 17th of this month. So you can sign up for that. Not sure how many spots are open. We have on the 24th of this month, VI Must 2. Now this is an international Mint specific user training. This is for Mint threads. If you guys have ever used threads, you want to hop onto this training. It is all day long. There's a cadaver course in it. We will be showing you how to do threads and noses and faces and all this stuff, all kinds. It's all day long and it's $99.
Oh.
It's crazy inexpensive, you guys. So hop on to the Aesthetic Immersion website, link up with a VI Must, sign up for it. It's $99. It is so worth you taking your day to watch this, to learn all about threads. I love Mint threads. They are manufactured, packaged, and sent all by the same company, which I really like because the integrity is there. We also have AI Live coming up on the 4th of May. And that is going to be like some of the dangerous techniques. We want to look at some of these devices and things that people are using that are really kind of questionable. Can I say like Hylopen? So we're going to bring up some of these things and discuss them. We do have a webinar on neurotoxins on May 18th. We have another class on foundations of threads on the 22nd of May too. Now, this is really fun. Everybody's been asking us for a threads course. Everybody's been asking us. So not sure how many spaces are left, but please email us. Let us know if you're interested. Email learn@theaestheticimmersion.com and sign up for the Foundations of Threads course. We go through anatomy and you go through and you get hands-on training for threads, and that's wonderful. Now we have our California Anatomy Dissection Series 2-day event coming on in June 12th and 13th. Now, this is going to be the second series that we're going to be running. We had the first one a couple weeks ago. This is with Dr. Sebastian Cotofano. Now, if you guys know who Dr. Sebastian Cotofano is, I think he's probably the only actual anatomist in the United States. He's got his PhD in anatomy. He is absolutely brilliant, and I hang on every little dissection and word that he does. It is an amazing cadaver dissection workshop. So we'll be dissecting with him. You're going to see advanced injection techniques of the areas we dissect. So we'll have live models, so we're going to be injecting them. Then we're going to be doing threads. So it is going to be like a 10-hour day. It's going to be a long day, but it's going to be worth every penny. So go on to the Aesthetic Immersion website and sign up for that. It's going to be, we're only taking 10 students per day though. It's going to be intimate. It's going to be very we want a really good education. So this is not going to be a huge course. So I think the first day is probably already half gone, and we were just announcing this now. So 10 students per day. So get onto the website and sign up for that course too. So
sounds awesome.
I know. So tonight's topics, I want to kind of go through first, before we get into some of the skincare line of Nancy's, we kind of want to discuss some things that are happening with skincare and what's going on with the new devices. And I'm going to share with you some of the devices that I have. We have skin rejuvenation machines that offer brand new things on the market. I'm going to tell you what preferred treatments I have, kind of the difference between regular microneedling and what RF microneedling is. So we're going to kind of go through that tonight. So first off, I kind of want to go through the CO2 machine. Now, you guys might know that the CO2 machine is really something that is something that is a gold standard with resurfacing. It is something that the CO2 wavelength only targets water in the skin. It doesn't, you'll kind of see the picture of me explaining the CO2 right there, but it only targets water in the skin. It doesn't see color. So we can do this treatment on any color skin. So we're only looking at the wavelength that hits it. So when it hits the tissue, it heats the water up in the cell and just fries it. It just obliterates it. Now we can control the depth, we can control how long the pulse is on the skin, and we can control the heat, the total heat that's instilled. So I love doing CO2s much more than, say, a chemical peel, sometimes like a hard chemical peel.
A deep chemical peel.
Yeah, because you can control it so much. A deep chemical peel, some of the phenol peels and the peels of old.
Scary.
Yeah, they can, you can get frosting and you can really lose pigment with those.
That's right.
So those are the ones we
cardiac
had.
issues.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Phenol has a big cardiac issue. You're right.
Yeah. I think there's only maybe one person still doing that.
Right, the straight phenol. A lot of peels still have a little bit of phenol in them, but not a lot. Yeah, we don't see those that much.
Right.
But they can go pretty deep, and you can't really control the depth of where those peels go.
That's right.
And you've got to wipe it off pretty quickly and neutralize it. Well, with a CO2, I can set my laser up at how many watts I want to do, what percentage of tissue I want to cover, 10, 20, 30, 40% of the tissue, how quickly I want the laser to hit the tissue, which means how much heat is instilled, and it's very reproducible. So like today, did a whole face, did a chest, and it's going to be stinking amazing.
So
it
good.
will take off the old skin. It will help the body kind of renew and refresh with new tissue and new stimulation of collagen, take off all the old sun damage, and give you a little bit of tightening, because with that heat, it's going to create a little bit of elastin too. So CO2 is a gold standard. If you don't have it in your clinic, think about that. Did you have a CO2 in your clinic?
No, I
Beach?
don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't. I like to have my weekends free of phone calls.
Right, I know. Every patient's got my cell phone number.
Yeah. I refer them to you.
Yeah, but it's a gold standard. It's
a beautiful treatment for people who need it.
Yeah, the demographic is a little bit smaller.
Yep.
Who wants a CO2, because you've got a good 7 to 10 days of downtime.
Yes.
Downtime. So now that I am putting exosomes on top of the skin after the CO2, I noticed that the downtime is cut in half.
How about the swelling? Is the swelling done?
Cut way down.
Really?
Way down. So you know how PRP is very
yes.
pro-inflammatory. Stem cells and exosomes are very de-inflammatory. So I notice much less redness. It takes a lot of the swelling and the redness down, and the healing is, they are done peeling in 5 days. Done. And usually 7 to 9 days. So I had to change the entire way that I teach people the post-care with CO2s, because they would come back at 5 days and go, I'm done. It didn't work. It didn't work. It didn't get red and puffy, and I wasn't peeling. And I'm like, oh, wow, I need to kind of change the aftercare with the exosome. So we use the exosomes a lot. And I'll talk about that later when we do the Vivace and the microneedling. So CO2 is one thing I did want to bring up as far as skin rejuvenation, because it's really, really, really a good treatment.
Right.
And when you do something that big, you don't do that every year.
No.
You do that every 4 or 5 years. And what's nice is you can maintain it with a lot of the products that Nancy has here, with the retinols and things like that. So we'll talk about that later as far as maintaining that. When you put a lot of money into your skin, you really want to help maintain that look, because you kind of don't want to do it again real soon. Right. You look like your barbecue blew up in your face, right?
Right.
you look really scary. I go, it's a social downtime. It's a big time. So I did my first one the day before Halloween.
Did you really?
I'm like, trick or treat. They're like, ah!
That's an amazing mask.
Oh my gosh. And then I remember walking in the door, my husband going,
What
are
did
you going to
do?
scar? Are you going to scar? I'm like, no, I'll be fine.
Our poor husbands.
Oh my gosh.
My husband doesn't even blink anymore when I come home with whatever's going on with my face.
I love it, right? They
Just
get
says,
used to it.
What are you doing now?
At first,
Yeah.
they're like, what'd you do? And they're like, it'll be okay.
It'll be fine.
Whatever you do, it's going to go away. It'll
That's
be fine.
right. That's right. I think CO2 is terrific.
It's awesome.
And
it's a gold
you kind
standard.
of have to talk people into it, but with these exosomes, I bet it's a easier sell.
Yeah, and what I'm finding is with COVID and the mask, and people are home more often, people are doing these much more. So it's nice that people aren't out. We're getting out a little bit more now with things kind of opening up. But with all of the people being at home, it's really been something where people are doing more or opting for more of these downtime procedures because they're home anyway.
I know.
Yeah.
I know.
So it's been nice.
It's terrific.
The other procedure I wanted to kind of talk about was the Vivace, which is the radiofrequency microneedling.
Right.
I have the Vivace in my clinic. There are several different types of radiofrequency microneedling. Did you have one in your clinic?
We have Vivace.
Vivace. Okay, awesome. So we're Vivace sisters.
Vivace.
Now this device is a radiofrequency microneedling.
Yes.
It has quite a few little tiny needles, like 32 little needles. They're gold needles, and we can adjust how deep they go in the tissue and how much heat comes out of the tip of them. And I use all insulated needles. Do you use insulated too?
Yes.
Yeah, so that protects the epidermis.
Yeah.
And the Vivace really, really will help to thicken that dermis.
Yes.
It helps to tighten the skin. What have you noticed with your Vivace in your clinic?
Just that people are loving the results. They'll do a series.
Yeah.
The downtime is super minimal. Right? And they just love it. And it's beautiful, beautiful, beautiful for acne scars.
It's awesome.
It's just become such a nice treatment for people. So
Yeah.
I would have every single patient of mine doing a series of them.
Our patients are really happy.
Yeah.
Are really
How many
happy.
do you do? How many? What's your protocol for how many
3.
you do?
We do a series of 3.
Right.
And
then-
sometimes people do 3 on their face and they're like, I want 3 on my neck.
Yes.
I want 3 on my chest. So they'll add on and they'll want more and more treatments because they like how it looks.
Yes.
And I always say it's a 401k plan. It is something you invest in.
Right.
Don't expect some of these treatments to give you instant results because all we are doing is punching holes in your face. We're doing like a little tattoo gun. We're punching little holes in your face, getting heat in there. You're a little pink, a little swollen for half an hour, hour. I mean, like, and then by the next morning, there's nothing.
It looks good.
You can't even tell you did anything.
There's a little bit of good swelling, I think.
A tiny bit.
Like under the eyes. And stuff.
It's really nice.
Yeah.
Opposed to microneedling, which we'll talk about.
Right.
You're more jacked up with microneedling, but with Vivace, you're not.
I know. It's
You're
beautiful.
really not. And we do the
is
exosomes over that.
Yeah.
It's awesome.
Yeah.
So Vivace is really, really nice for people who want a little bit of tightening, who want that dermal thickness. It's great for acne scars.
Yes.
It's great for under eye, kind of help
Yes.
tighten that tissue and thicken that tissue so it's not so creepy. We put numbing on their face. If they're super sensitive, we got Pronox. Our patients love Pronox.
Yeah.
So Pronox is like our drug in the clinic.
Yes.
It's awesome.
Breathe in.
And breathe out.
breathing.
You just like sucking on your, like
Meditation.
right?
Just
It's great.
meditating.
It's awesome. So we love our patients love Pronox for anything that's uncomfortable. They're like, and what I do too is like Vivace is 3 sessions. So what I'll do is I'll get all the tubing and I just charge them a flat rate, like I charge them $50 for the gas basically and the tubing. So I have them do the Pronox if they want to do it and they love it. They love it because it's almost like the discomfort is in another room. It's there, but it's somewhere in the other room.
Right.
So I roll up the tubing and throw it into a gallon bag and they take it home. And I say, if you bring the tubing back with you, it's $25.
Oh, nice.
So I don't need to make a bunch of money off of it, but they're so much more comfortable. And
You're not making any money off
I'm
of it.
not.
You're just being sweet.
I'm not.
Yeah.
But what's nice
Comfort.
is what we do, it's all about the experience.
Yep.
Right?
It is. I know.
And if it hurts a whole lot, people aren't going to do it. It's the reason why I
Men
do a
certainly
dental
aren't gonna
block when
do
I do
it.
lips.
Right.
If it doesn't hurt, they're not going to be afraid to
That's
do
right.
it.
Are you still doing dental blocks?
Do all dental blocks.
Me too. And hardly anybody does it anymore.
That's all I do.
Yeah.
Because people, if you come and do your lips and get your lips injected and they don't hurt at all,
right.
Yay. You'll come and do them again in a year. And you won't be nervous and afraid to do it.
That's right.
So I don't like pain. No, most people don't like pain. So
I love pain.
if we can help that, if we can relieve that, it's
Yeah.
perfect.
Yeah.
It's perfect. So
so nice.
Vivace is an excellent one. There are other brands. There's like Scarlet and there's Profound and there's all different types of brands. But when you're looking at a radio frequency microneedling device, I've been super happy. And so have you with the Vivace. That's funny that we have the same one in our clinics. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
So it's awesome. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Another device I kind of wanted to hit on was the skin pen. And do you guys have the skin pen?
Yes, we do.
We picked the best items. This is a skin pen, and this is FDA approved.
Yes.
I don't have the tip on here.
It's the only one that's FDA
It is
approved.
the only one.
Right. Yeah.
And so on top of here goes a small little device with like 9 tiny little needles, and they go in and out like a tattoo gun, about 6,500 RPM or so. And it's like a little tattoo gun. So we take this and we put it on the skin, and we are just going, and we're just putting holes and holes, just thousands of little holes in the skin. Yeah. Now we can adjust how deep it goes. Just like with the Vivace, we can adjust how deep it goes. Right. And we can just do circles, and we can go backwards and forwards and do hash marks, and really, really help shrink pores with this. What I notice with this, with acne scars, is we really notice that after about 5 sessions, and I tell patients, all we're doing is making holes in your skin. That's all we're doing. It's not rocket science. We're just making thousands of holes in your skin. What does your body do? Uh-oh, I'm broken. I need to fix you.
That's right.
So we're damaging the old tissue. Your body is making collagen and elastin. It's thickening the dermis after we damage it. So after a month, we just do it again. So we continue to damage the skin. So after about 5 sessions, we have about a 30% filling in of acne scars. So we really see that starting to fill in and smooth.
And I think it's even a little bit more.
Do you?
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I think patients are really, yeah, I do.
Yeah.
I can't, how do you measure it? But
it's softened.
Very, very visible.
Yeah. It's filling that
very
in.
dramatic.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. It's really nice. And so once you get the patients up to a level where they're happy, and make sure you have realistic expectations with them. Make sure that you let them know you're not gonna have baby butt skin. You've got acne craters.
Right.
So it's gonna really start to regenerate and grow that new epithelium in.
Right.
And it's gonna start to look less and less and smooth. And you guys do a CO2, you can do other things too to help kind of kick them off, or TCA.
Right.
But it depends on the type of acne they have. But our patients have been thrilled
mine too.
with the microneedling. Now, when you are going around the face and you're like, when you're really going around the face, and you have to be careful that you don't cause excoriation and such with it. You have to be pretty careful. But when you're really nailing that, they're jacked up for a few days.
Yes.
They're kind of swollen, they're red.
Yeah.
We don't want them to put makeup on for 24 hours because it takes about 24 hours for a little hole to seal up.
Right.
So,
same with fillers.
What kind of aftercare do you have for your patients? What do you do?
We put the exosomes, and then we put nectar. We do the nectar from elastin.
Elastin.
Yes.
Yeah, the nectar is amazing from elastin. Yeah, we carry a lot. Hey, you guys, do you see where nurse practitioners who like the certain products? It's like there's something about good products here. Just telling you.
That's
yeah.
We do
so
our
we use
homework, and we. It's just about getting the best, I think.
Yeah, we look at the ingredients and we see like the nectar is great for. I just put on CO2 today. It's great for post procedure. At nourishment of that skin. We use a lot of the same things. I like elastin too.
Yeah.
So that's really, really nice. So the microneedling, love.
Love. And you do a series of 5.
I do a series of 5.
Do you believe in like taking a break and just letting the skin heal and build that collagen, or if someone wants to keep going, would you keep going?
I'll do a series of 5 a month apart. And then I kind of want to give them a little break.
Okay.
I want to see, I always like to see what's happening with them.
Right.
I like we're nurses. Do something and reassess.
Yeah.
Do something and reassess.
That's right.
Like when I'm doing hyperdilute radius, I might do a couple layers and stop and wait for a few months. And just reassess how quickly are they going to fill in? How quickly is that dermis going to thicken?
Right.
What's going to happen with it? And then I kind of have an idea of how to gauge their sessions and the timeliness of them according to that patient's own physiology.
That's right. Okay.
And how they stimulate. So how do you do it in your clinic?
We do the same thing. Brenda, who does the laser in my clinic, she and I go back and forth all the time because she likes them to take a break. Deirdre likes them to take a break, and I say keep going. So, but it is prudent to stop and to evaluate.
Yeah. After 5 or 6 months, it's awesome. And a lot of people don't. Once they do 5 or 6, they're so happy. Yeah. They might come back and do 1 every 6 months or 1 or 2 a year.
Right.
So it's
there's
always
no risk of getting too good of
No,
skin.
no,
Right?
you can't get too pretty of skin, right?
That's right.
True.
That's
So
right. So-
that's really that's so true.
Yeah.
So I think that's good ideas. We always want to look and reassess.
Right.
So microneedling is excellent. It's excellent if it's not a huge investment for a clinic.
No, not
it's
at all.
it's I can't remember how expensive it is, but you would think this wouldn't be as expensive as what it is. But it's rechargeable, has got a lot of energy, and it works really, really, really well.
Yeah, I think it's under 5,000, right?
Hey, maybe.
Yeah, maybe not.
I'm thinking 5 or 7.
5 or 7.
Something like that.
Yeah.
But it's not as much as a laser, I'll tell you that.
55.
And it works really, really, really well.
Yeah.
Some people put PRP over it, but
Yeah.
PRP is very pro-inflammatory. And I found that the exosomes actually stimulate a little bit better and give me a little bit better outcome and less inflammation than the PRP. So we're not even doing PRP anymore.
Oh, you're not?
No, we're doing all exosomes. All exosomes.
Okay.
Love it. Love it, love it, love it. Yay, Benev. Thank you very much. The one last device, and then I want to get to your products. So one last device we're going to talk about is a device I love, love, love in my clinic, and it's called the Hollywood Spectra. It's by Lutronic.
I want to hear about this.
I love it's called a Hollywood. Everybody says it's a Hollywood peel, but we've used it for years. I've used it for 14 years. And this laser is a Q switch laser. It's a 1064 Q switch laser. We can also do 532 and other wavelengths with it. But what's kind of cool is it hits your skin at 5 billionths of a second. So when you
literally 5 billion?
Literally 5 nanoseconds. It's a Q switch. So it hits your skin so quickly that it's actually photoacoustic, not photothermal. So it creates an acoustic damage rather than a heat-related damage. So say when we have people with melasma, we have people that have pigmentation issues, and you don't want to use a laser on them, we can use a Q-switch laser. Few different ways we can use this. The Hollywood peel is what's popular right now. It's a no downtime laser buff. You can do it, leave the office and put your makeup on, and no one knows you did anything. You're not red, and your skin just feels really glowy and soft. All it does is remove the stratum corneum. So what we do is we put numbing on the face. We will put a black lotion on the face, which is what the laser targets to. So every laser has a target. Like I said earlier, the CO2 targets water. The 1064 ND-YAG targets black. It targets dark colors. So we put black color on the face, and we put the laser on at the Q switch mode, and it goes bam, 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 and it just fractionates. It just blows the black off the face. It disappears. It's gone. It takes it right down to the natural skin color. It's just like bam, 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 bam. It's like a little snapshot, like a snappy thing.
Wow.
So when it does hit the black very quickly at 5 billionths of a second, it just shoots it right off the face, and it takes with it a little tiny layer of skin, itty bitty layer of skin.
So the powder goes off, or
The powder, but the powder has soaked, or the lotion has soaked into the pores a predetermined depth because it's a certain micron in size. So it won't go too deep; it'll go a certain depth. So that when the laser hits it, it just blows it, and it just fractures it, and it blows right off the skin. So with it, it takes a little layer of stratum corneum.
Oh my gosh.
So when you go all over the skin, it takes off that tiny layer, and there's no downtime. So here's what's even better. If you have a patient with melasma, you don't want to put a laser on their skin. You don't want any heat in their skin. So we'll continue to go over their skin with this Q-switch laser, and instead of targeting the black, it's targeting their hyperpigmentation.
So you don't put the black on?
We'll leave it off, and we'll keep hitting their skin.
Do you see the melasma?
Yes, it'll break the melasma. It'll break it up.
Wow.
So what it does is it fractures the pigment and the hyperpigmentation, and each treatment will fracture it smaller and smaller, and the body's own macrophages will go in and take it away.
I love it.
It's really, really cool. So it'll break down melasma. Neat. Same idea with tattoos. It does the same with tattoos. We hit the tattoos with this laser, it breaks up the pigment, and the body absorbs it, and we hit it again, and it breaks it up, and the body will absorb these small little fragments. So the white blood cells go in there and just gobble them up. So that's how we get rid of the tattoos, slowly but surely. So the Hollywood Spectra is one of my favorites also. It works great for acne. It's a whole different treatment I do for acne, but it works beautiful to down-regulate active acne. We don't do a lot of lasers on active acne. And this works beautiful to down-regulate the bacteria, shrink the pores, and decrease sebaceous gland production. It's awesome. So it's one I've been using for probably 14 years, and I love, love, love that laser. So I wanted to bring that up. It's nothing new. They call it Hollywood Spectra now, but it's just kind of new and upgraded and has new things on it, new toy, new name. But it's
some
awesome.
Things never go out of style.
Yeah, it's awesome. So anyway, those are a few of the lasers, few of the devices that I have at my clinic that I love, love, love. And I kind of wanted to bring those up to you guys so you had an idea of what we are kind of using nowadays. Now I want to go on to the route.
Oh my gosh, you're so nice.
I want you to tell me. I'm going to have my little champagne here,
Have
girl.
your
I want to
champagne.
toast your success.
Thank you, and to you
and
too.
it hasn't been easy.
No, it hasn't.
I want you to tell me how this started and how, like, you got in with Ulta. I mean, you got in with these big companies. You're on the shelves at Ulta. So I'd start with kind of how you started this. What made you start this? What did you want to do with your skincare?
So I guess as a young nurse practitioner 20 years ago, I was just starting out in aesthetics. How long have you been in?
14 years.
14 years, okay. So I started, my first Botox injection was in 1999. So I'm going to my 21st year, and I remember those, when you're first building up your practice, right, you're sitting around, right, because people need to find you and need to come in, and way back then, it was very new. But so I have a piece of paper with a to-do list, and it was dated 2001, and it was lose weight because I always want to lose weight. It was exercise more because I always want to do that, eat right, and then start a skincare line back in 2001. And then I had some notes with names and everything. But I remember back in the day, I thought, oh gosh, every name I'm coming up with for a skincare line sounds like a beauty salon. So I didn't go forward with it then. Then about a decade later, I have a patient who has a very, very big manufacturing facility that does lots of skincare, lots of makeup, and they tried to help me with it too. But I didn't know what I was doing. I knew I wanted to do something, but I didn't know how, or it just wasn't the right timing. Then about 10 years ago now, about that same time, I met a patient. A patient walked in. She was a referral, and got to know her. She was a very elegant woman, a little bit younger than me, and she worked for a company called Urban Decay. And she was always flying in and out of Paris, and she was just the most sweetest, woman that I knew. You know how you get those patients that you really love. So I cut to, many years later. We've known each other for a decade now. One day it was the end of the day, and she was my last patient. And I remember going in and thinking, oh, okay, it's her. I can let loose a little bit and just chit chat, because it was a very intense day. You know how it is, back-to-back patients. And we were talking, and I said, I just would really love to develop a skincare line. And she said, let's do it. So she finished out her tenure at Urban Decay. They had been bought by L'Oreal, and it was time for her to step aside. And that was in 2016. So cut to 2021, she and I were co-founders together. She wanted to bring medical grade skincare that I helped her skin with. She has very difficult, sensitive, rosacea prone skin. And she wanted to bring Nurse Nancy to the world. I told her I wasn't on Instagram at the time. I didn't even have a website, or maybe I had a website for a couple of years. I was just really focused on growing my practice, all referral based, no advertisements at all. And so I'm a little behind in that sense of the game, but I did have my 20 years of experience with patients, and kind of seeing so many women injecting so much that not only do I have bilateral tendonitis, I don't know if you do.
Not yet.
Oh, goodness, I do. But I can just almost predict what people are going to say, right? I know what they're going to say about their skin and how they take care of their skin. So I knew what I wanted to do. The K-beauty, trend was just exploding, and I didn't want that. I would sit in front of my shelves of skincare at the office, and I would cherry pick, and people would get confused, and I'd have them bring in their products, and they were on 3 vitamin C products and 2 retinols. They couldn't do the prescription. They didn't know about peptides. They didn't know about other antioxidants. It was just really confusing, and it was actually overwhelming for me too, because trying to figure out what each person was able to tolerate and what they wanted to do, right?
Yeah.
Because there's some women who are, not everyone's an Instagram skincare guru, right? There's some people that just want a simple regimen. There's other people that want to do it all, right?
I'm a simple.
I'm a simple too.
I'm a simple. If you give me too many layers, it ain't happening.
That's right. That's right.
Give me a lotion.
Busy nurse practitioners. You have grown kids. I started late in that I have a 14-year-old now. She was little at the time, and I just wanted to simplify it. So that's what we wanted to do. I wanted to treat all the ways we age, right? The skin ages in so many different ways. I mean, most prominent is free radical damage, right? But there's other ways we age. And so I wanted to address those, the external and the internal ways we age, help that out, because we've got peptides now that are just little amazing little proteins that help the skin in so many different ways. And then there's something called the circadian rhythm of the skin.
That's something that I had never heard about. And do you guys ever know that there's a circadian rhythm in the skin?
So our bodies,
this is the first time.
Yeah, our bodies have a circadian rhythm, right? So we know, the thing that we is best known is when the sun goes down, the melatonin in our, pituitary gland releases, and we start to get sleepy and we go to bed. And then as the sun rises, the melatonin shuts off and we wake up for our day. So that's just one thing that happens. One of the things also happening in medicine is something called chronotherapy, where they're going to time medications based on our body's circadian rhythm. So chemotherapy for when, so this is a really up and coming category and approach to things. I think in 2019 when we launched what's the award given out for the Nobel Prize in Science was on the circadian rhythm of the body. So, and that was the year that we launched the route. So each individual skin cell has a circadian rhythm. So our skin is totally different during the day than it is at night. And the most, simple way to describe it is the skin, as you know, is like a brick and mortar system, right? We have the bricks and then the mortar around. So the bricks are the skin cells and the mortar around is all the lipids, right? And during the day, it closes off. It does not want anything to penetrate, right, into the skin. It gets really, really tight, and it has to protect itself, right, from not only the sun, but pollution and all the dust particles and all of the things, even blue light now. So you want to choose things, and you want to choose a formula that allows, that product to penetrate. And then at night, it opens up, and that's when we get the transepidermal water loss, and you get it's more receptive to receiving active ingredients. But you also have to have almost an inclusive to go on top. So your formula has to be a little bit different so that you can keep that epidermal, that water from totally evaporating.
So you turned into a chemist.
So I did. I went to UCLA where I went to graduate school, and I went back and I took a cosmetic chemistry class.
Did you really?
I did.
I can't imagine.
I did, and I was sitting in the front row. It was completely overwhelming, but I thought if I'm going to be in the lab with these chemists, I better know what I'm talking about. So I sat next to someone from Murad and people from all over the world. It's a very unusual class, and it was just a weekend long, but it was all day, every day. And within a couple of minutes of the class starting, they talked about the godfather of cosmetic chemistry, and it was my chemist. So I got the best chemist.
Wow.
He doesn't like to be known, but I had to wiggle my way in there, and now I'm his favorite client, of course. But
that's amazing.
Yes. He's got 20 patents. He's formulated many, many medical grade skincare lines, and he did the route for us. Yeah, with me.
Oh, how lucky.
And as a matter of fact, we are the party peel. We are patent pending for a party peel. So I will have my name on a patent.
That's
awesome. It'll be his 21st or 25th, but my first. Yeah. Isn't that amazing?
Awesome.
Yeah. It's a dream.
Wow. Okay. So he has helped you, worked closely with him to develop a lot of these different things.
Yes.
Tell us kind of what, no. I want the story about Ulta.
Oh, okay.
I want that story. This is the coolest thing ever. Okay. I love this. Go ahead, tell them.
So we were lucky enough to even get a visit with Ulta. First of all, they were, I don't know if I'm telling secrets or not, but there's something called the Director of Emerging Brands. And she was going to be in California visiting Urban Decay and Too Faced and, and all of her big accounts. And Courtney knows her from her Urban Decay days. So she wanted to come. Courtney wanted her to meet me. So she came to my practice and saw what Nurse Nancy was all about. By the way, Courtney wanted me to be Nurse Nancy.
Oh,
so what do you think about that?
I love it.
Okay, good.
I love it.
Okay, so we met and we kind of pitched her. We gave a little tiny Shark Tank pitch and she loved it. So nothing happened from that. A couple of months went by and then we got an invitation to go to Chicago where Ulta, Ulta headquarters, and to present to their team. So their entire skincare team. So the director of online skincare, the prestige skincare, the mass skincare, everyone was together. And we pitched it just like a Shark Tank thing. And so I was told that there's a woman there who is going to be straight-faced. She's not going to ask any questions. You're not going to be able to read her. Don't go by that. Go by the other friendly faces in the room. So anyways, we gave the whole pitch. We have this beautiful sizzle reel that they call. And the first question she asked was, are you dermatology tested? You dermatologist tested? So I looked at my partner and I took a deep breath and I said, no, we're nurse tested. And she literally turned to her person to the right and said, we need them in stores in October.
That gives me chills. I just got chills. I love, love, love that you stood up for you and you stood up for nurses and you stood up for everything that we go through and we learn along the way.
That's right.
And she respected that.
That's right.
She
loved
story.
It. They loved the whole idea of the nurse because they said, we have, we all love our dermatologists, right? We all love our plastic surgeons, but there aren't many nurse brands out there. And it was their first nurse brand and the only one right now. I'm sure there's going to be more coming. And I'd be happy to help anyone who wants to do that because it is a dream come true, but you have to be able to give up your life to do it. But anyways, they absolutely love the nurse. We call it a nurse powered brand.
I love it.
Yeah. And we actually have a program that we call it our nurse powered network, where if nurses join up, go on our website and they can we verify that you actually are a nurse or a PA or an NP or an LVN. You get a lifetime of discount from the route. And that's our give back, kind of like the makeup artists get it from like MAC or whatever, we give back to our nurses.
I love
Isn't that nice? Yeah.
I love that. I don't know if you know that, like in my clinic here, all first responders get 10% off.
Oh,
always,
nice.
every day. So it's doctors, nurses, military, fire. That's just something, it's like, that's cute that you and I are very similar.
Yes.
And we just want to give back.
That's right.
And we realize what everybody's gone through and we want to give back. And
I'm sure
it
you're
makes
like
us
me.
happy.
I'd rather not charge anybody for anything. I'd rather just give it all away, but that's not a good
didn't have rent
business
to pay.
model.
That'd be great.
Not a good.
That's so true.
Yeah.
That's the greatest story. I love that. Okay, I want to
go.
go.
Such a good partner. They just love us and they're supporting us. We're in 400 Ulta stores. There's 1,200 total. But we just got a full shelf.
I love it.
So we were a half shelf and now we're a full shelf. It's really exciting.
And then you're at the derm store.
And we're at Derm Store. We launched Derm Store last October.
That's huge.
It's huge.
That's huge.
It's huge.
So you are,
That's huge.
what you have created is being validated over and over. And that's awesome. I want you to tell people what you have though.
Okay.
So I'll have my champagne.
Yes, please have your champagne, girl. So we started out with 5 products. Took me about 3 years to develop. Of every day going, tons and tons of renditions. But the core products are something called the Everything Day and the Everything Night. And the reason why they're called the Everything is I was trying to think of a name and I was giving I just started playing tennis. You play tennis too, right?
Yeah, I used to.
And I just started playing tennis and they sent me to the tennis store to get a racket. And we looked at this whole, like we do with my skincare, we looked at this whole wall of tennis rackets. And he said, well, what do you want? Do you want power? Do you want precision? Do you want accuracy? I'm like,
I want everything.
I want everything. So I went home and told my husband and my daughter. And my daughter said, Mommy, that's it. Because I said, that's what I want with my cream. I want everything. And she goes, Mommy, the everything cream. So we now have everything day, everything night. And I already explained the circadian rhythm. So we formulated them for the day and the night. They're totally different formulas. There is one core thing that we call the Nurse Nancy complex, which is antioxidants, skin barrier repair and maintenance ingredients, and calming, soothing ingredients, because we wanted this to be medical grade, so highly active, but we also wanted it to be good for everybody, especially my co-founder who has really sensitive skin. And we always, if it passed the Courtney test, it passed it, because we all know that 70% of people walking through our doors say they have sensitive skin, whether they do or not. And but Courtney certainly does. So if it passed the test for her, it's great. So
I have like really dry skin, and I love both of those.
Yeah,
they're plenty hydrating.
They are.
They're plenty hydrating.
They are. But they soak in. They don't just kind of sit on top of the skin. But because we've got the internal hydration and the external moisturization, and we've got skin identical. I really wanted skin identical, so something that our skin recognizes as its own, almost like our hyaluronic acid injectables, right? Yep. It says, oh, I'm where I'm supposed to be. So ceramides and hyaluronic acid and lipids and all the things that our skin recognizes and wants, right?
And put together by the most brilliant chemist in the whole world, and you have them in your pocket.
I do, and he loves me. So lucky. And then we have the golden rule. So these are 2 essentials, and this is my 3rd essential. It's a retinoid, right? So it's not a prescription. It's not a retinol. It's trans-retinoic acid ester. So it's closest to the prescription, right? But it's the ester. So I always call it the cousin to the prescription. So it doesn't have to convert in the skin like retinols do to become active, which is great. Yeah. But Courtney couldn't handle it, right? I tried her on prescriptions, then retinols, even the 0.05, she couldn't do it. So we were formulating. She just was blowing up her skin. She couldn't tolerate it at all, even at a stepwise approach. So we found this retinoid. And like I said, it's the cousin to the trans-retinoic acid ester. You can use it on night 1 and continue for the rest of your life.
Love that.
It's really nice, and it has those calming, soothing ingredients in it as well as the Nurse Nancy complex. So it's super, super hydrating. It's serum-like, and you put it on first thing at night, and then you put the everything night on top of it. And it's a favorite of lots of people.
Yeah, it's awesome.
And it's got real gold in it. All of our products have a little bit of surprise element to them. We want the skin to have that immediate luminosity, as well as short-term benefits of the hydration and luminosity, and then long-term benefits of collagen stimulation and all that good stuff that we want. So these are our 3 essentials.
Love it. And you don't peel
no
with
peeling.
This. You don't peel with this, which is really nice, because a lot of us don't like to get really flaky and dry and peeling. So
that's right. And we've been with Ulta and Derm Store a long time now, and we're not having any issues. Yeah. No issues. People just keep buying it. So we have 2 more essentials: the Sunny Eyes and the Night Eyes. Different formulas entirely. The Sunny Eyes is kind of my baby. It's what it won an award.
Did it? I love it. This is my favorite dry cream ever.
Yeah, it won Best Eye Cream. The Party Pill just won an award as well.
I believe it.
So, and they've all been up for lots of awards. We've come really close, but there's a lot of competition out there. So, and we're brand new. So anyways, the Sunny Eyes has color correcting in it. So it's like a little peach colored. And we just did a whole day of very, very precise before and afters, because I don't know if I told you, we're going to be on HSN.
No. Yeah. You go, girl.
So May 19th, the Sunny Eyes in the morning, the Wake Up Beautiful show. And then at night at the Beauty Report, we're going to be at Party Pill. So
that's awesome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you.
Huge.
I know. HSN is crazy. So they have the strictest most stringent rules. And so anyways, we had to redo our before and afters with a company that they trusted and they knew. And we had all skin types, and the Sunny Eyes just blended beautifully, 1 through 6. Because I always have to make sure that we do all skin types. So it has a little, something called Stim Lift. It has a little tiny physical lift to it. So you can put it on the eye, and I have like a little ptosis on my right eye, and it lifts that eye. And I say always put it where we put our Botox, right? And then over the entire lid. It has the color correcting. It has a peptide that mimics our Botox. Of course, it's not like our injectable. So that's the Sunny Eyes. And the night eyes.
Let's say that again. Did you hear that? It's got a peptide that actually, in the skin, we have receptors, acetylcholine receptors in the skin, and it will help to kind of reduce that acetylcholine in the skin, so you don't have as much creepy contraction. So, hello.
I know.
This is a great product to work alongside neuromodulators and toxins and Botox and Dysport and things.
Yes. And it just came from all, wouldn't you develop it exactly the same way?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Right? We work with the eye area day in and day out. So we want, I wanted an at-home,
it works synergistically with the toxins.
Exactly, with the needle.
It's perfect. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the night eyes is more of like a deep hydrating sleeping mask with the retinoid in it. So it's very comforting, soothing. You can use it all around the eye. And so those are two babies.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Amazing line. Okay, and then here's the Party Peel. This is the baby.
The Party Peel is the best seller, the #1 seller in our practice. So it was inspired by a really superficial peel that I would do in the office. And I called it the Party Peel for many, many years because it was just a superficial peel with a combination of acids that just gently, and you used this term when I was talking to you before, micro-exfoliates. And I love that term because there's no downtime. There's very little redness. If there is, it lasts for just minutes. And then you just get really soft, smooth, radiant skin. You put your makeup on, it glides on like butter, and you go out to your party and look beautiful.
It's awesome.
Like I did one today. I went on a Zoom with my gold mask on, and
it foams up. It's gold. And it gets all foamy. And it's a fun peel to do with somebody.
Yeah.
And this is medical grade. This is something that you don't peel a lot afterwards, but it micro exfoliates you. So I carry this here in this office. So we got this.
I know.
So I have all my products are medical grade. All of them have research behind them. And so this just proves that this is that level of a product. It's awesome. Our patients love it.
Well, the chemist that does our products has done a lot of products in our offices. And that's what I wanted. I wanted someone who's done that quality type, best ingredients. So the Party Peel, the reason why it's gold though, I wanted a color. So, because most peels are water and they're clear, right? But at home, it's kind of scary, right? So I wanted it to be a color so that you can see how the even distribution. I wanted it to be gel-like so it wouldn't go into our mouth and our eyes and our nose. And then I just didn't want multiple steps. So my chemist, of course, is brilliant. I cannot take credit for this, but he found this oxygen delivery system, and that's the bubbling you were talking about. So it's kind of acts as scrubbing bubbles. It allows the acids to penetrate. It foams up, you rub it down, it foams up, you rub it down. It could do it 1 time, 3 times, sometimes even 4 times. And then you're left with this golden glow. We were on Good Day LA the other day, and the reporter just kept saying, it's Insta-famous. It's Insta-famous. Because people love to take Instagram pictures with it.
I think we did that. Guilty.
And then the last one is the Girlfriend. And the Girlfriend was just made as but it was made as, even though the acids are self-neutralizing, I wanted something comforting and soothing and occlusive to, just because we break down the barrier to build it up, right? So I wanted something to instantly rebuild that barrier. And it's become a cult favorite for makeup artists because we've discovered it's a great primer. Nice. So, and Courtney, coming from the world of makeup, she's like, this is a great primer. So
that's perfect.
So that's the line. There's
awesome.
7. We're launching a new one, a new product in May, and then the Party Peel was chosen by Khloe Kardashian to be in her Glam Bag X in May. So
I love it. That's awesome. Congratulations,
thank
Nancy.
you. Thank you.
Congratulations. This isn't overnight. This has been years of hard work for you and going through heartache and trials and stress and meeting with all these people. And
nights
this
and
is
no
awesome.
vacations and
Right? So this tells you something that when you have a goal, you have to go for it. You have to work for it. And you've worked for this, and now you're reaping a lot of the benefits. And it's still growing as well.
Oh, it's growing leaps and bounds.
It's awesome. This is wonderful. I'm so glad you were here today.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here on AI Live.
Thank you for the opportunity.
I appreciate it. It's been awesome.
You.
So what I want to do now is I want to go on to our giveaway. And our new contest is going to be from April 6th to April 30th. So it's going on now. We're going to have one winner, and they're going to get 2 tickets to the aesthetic show, which this is like, what, a $900 value? Wow. It's a lot. So 2 tickets to the aesthetic show that's going to be in Vegas. And what you need to do is follow us at Learn at the Aesthetic Immersion, which is on Instagram. And tag a friend you want to take with you to Vegas, to the aesthetic show. And we're going to announce the winners on May 4th at 6 p.m. at the next AI Live, where we talk about dangerous devices. So once again, one winner, tag someone now, and we will make sure that you tag a friend you want to take with you, and we will announce a winner in May. I want to announce our March winner. Drum roll! Our March winner is Roxy Dress Harvey, and she is. It is at Skin RX by Roxy.
I love it.
So Roxy, congratulations! You won 2 tickets to the aesthetic show, and we will see you there because we're going to be there. So we will see you there. So email us at learnatheaestheticimmersion.com. DM us on Instagram if you want at theaestheticimmersion.com. Just DM us if you have messages, or email us at learn@theaestheticimmersion.com if you have any questions. Thank you so much for all of your submissions. Thank you for watching tonight. We had a great audience tonight. I know there's more than we've had ever. And I guess Nancy was here tonight, so it was wonderful.
Awesome.
And while the doctor's away, the nurse practitioners will play and drink champagne.
That's right.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being here. And next AI Live is going to be May 4th, so join us on May 4th for the next AI Live. Have a great night, you guys.
Thank you.
I have been looking for a program to kind of help me build more of a foundation on some techniques that I've already learned and done in the past, but I really felt like I needed a better foundation with anatomy and injection techniques. The first time I ever injected was on my soon-to-be mother-in-law. So you can imagine how scary that was to think, if I messed up her face, I might not be allowed to get married. Lori and Dr. Kwok make you feel so comfortable. They really put you at ease, and even if you're a little bit nervous or a little shaky, they're there with hands-on guiding you. I felt like after I did the didactic training, getting the hands-on training was going to be very essential to putting the 2 and 2 together. Because you can do a lot of book work, but it's until you get that needle into your hand or you get touching a patient's skin that you really can blend those things together. So it makes it very, very comforting knowing that they're there to help you.